feel like I need some theme music or something. Hey everybody, and welcome to all new episode of We're the New Adults. I'm your boy TJ Williams, and I'm be your host for this podcast. This is episode 7, Out with the Old, In with the New. I want to welcome all my new viewers, those of you who are new here, to check out my other episodes 1 through 6. Let me know what y'all think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, thank y'all so much for joining. So, without further ado, welcome to We're the New Adults. Let's get started. Let me start off by saying this. Come here. Come here close to the camera. Come here. Come here. You are the only one responsible for letting your past dictate your present. Drops mic. If I could drop it, I'd drop it. Drops mic. I'm trying to tell y'all. So many times we get caught up in the things we've done and the mistakes that we've made. We just feel like there is no room for growth. Like there is no way that I can even detach myself from this person that I once was. And that is not true. Whoever told you that was true was lying to you. You made mistakes. Learn from it. You betrayed that person. Learn from it. You led that person on. Learn from it. It's just becoming an adult means learning from your past mistakes. And I've made so many mistakes. I've made so many bad decisions as a young adult, as a child. And what I'm not going to do is let those mistakes mess up the person that I know that I'm called to be and mess up the plans that I know that God has for me. God does not look at us based on our mistakes. He doesn't look at us based on our actions. He looks at our heart. He looks at the heart. As long as you have a good heart and as long as your intentions are pure, then that's all that matters. You know, you're going to become the person that you've always wanted to be just by having a good heart. But within this episode, I want to definitely highlight that creating a new identity for yourself is hard. It really is hard. And when I say new identity, that doesn't mean new identity, new government, ID, new social security. Like we're not scamming over here. That's not what I mean. I mean creating a new identity for yourself that doesn't have anything to do with your past. You know, I feel like me currently at this stage of my life, I am still attached to some of the old behaviors that I once had, or attached to the old ideas of me that people once had. Before college, I knew who I was. Well, I thought I knew who I was. I knew what interests I liked. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to be. So I thought. Going to college, that all changed. I became a new person, still the same TJ, but a new person. I got new interests. I got new behaviors, you know, and particularly good behaviors and good interests. I talked about this in another episode. You can grow, you can change. You don't have to have the same interests that you've always had. But the people that are around you, they want to keep you in this box. They want to keep you with your old interests. You know, that even though you may not be wanting to do those things that you once did before, they're going to continue to still try to keep you the same way that you've always been. And that shows you right there the people that you have around you are not for you. You know, the people that are around you want to see you comfortable. They want to see you stagnant. They don't want you to elevate. They don't want you to get to your fullest potential. So that's why they're trying to remind you of the past mistakes. They're trying to remind you of the things that you've done. You know, saying that there's no way that you can grow, saying that there's no way that you can change because you've done these things. But that's not the case. God says different about you. God says that you are not your past. You know, He has a bright future for you. For those who love Him, He will give you the desires of your heart. So as long as you put Him first, He will continue to bless you and give you the desires of your heart. So you don't have to, when it comes to creating a new identity, like I said, that is not necessarily detaching yourself from your old self completely. I feel like everything that you go through in your old lifestyle, you don't have to let it define you. You don't have to let that be who you are. Your past mistakes are not who you are. Yes, you may still carry pieces of that, and that may be heartache, that may be burden, you know, but you don't let that transform into anger and impatience. You know, you don't start projecting onto other people just because you've had a bad past. I think that it's important to spread light. It's important to spread love, and you have to let go of the things that you've been through and let go of all the mistakes and everything that you've been through to get to that light, to get to spreading that joy and that love. So with me being a new adult right about now, I'm reinventing myself. I have grown up in my city for 23 years. I've been in my city for 23 years. I know nothing but my city. I've never moved locations. I've always stayed in the same place, never moved. So with that being said, I have grown tremendously as a person, but grown um while other people were watching. And with that being said, I have made so many transformations within myself that some people may remember this TJ, or some people may remember that TJ, and some people may remember this TJ. This may be the first TJ that they're meeting. I don't like that people try to remind me of the TJ that I once was, and remind me of the TJ that may have done this or may have done that. You know, that TJ is gone. He's not gone. He's still here, but he's not making those same decisions that he once made. You know, and that may include people not wanting to hang around you as much as they wanted to in the past, because you're thinking differently, because you're wanting different. You know, people love to say that you think you're better than somebody just because you want more. There is nothing wrong with wanting more. With this new identity that you're creating for yourself, you may not fit in. You may not have as many friends as you once had. But in this season, I call it a waiting season. I call it a waiting season and a season of isolation. If God has you in either two of those seasons, that means He has great plans for you. That means He needs you to be by yourself, to think for yourself, and be isolated from the people around you so that you can focus on Him. So you can focus on the plans that He has for you. It can get lonely. It can definitely get lonely at times creating a new identity for yourself, because you're not used to this new person. You're getting used to this new person. So give yourself grace with learning your new self and slowly letting go of your old self. And that's something that I had to do. I had to give myself grace because I was so eager to get to the person that God has shown me that I am, and God has shown me that I was going to be, that I was not happy. I was not happy because it caused me being detached from people that I thought would be there my whole life. It caused me to not be as accepted, you know, by certain people that I thought that I would be accepted by. But you don't have to be liked by everybody. You don't have to be accepted by everybody. You know, as long as you have your circle of people, and even if it's just you, like I said, even if in this season it is just you, I trust in God. I believe that God will never leave me nor forsake me. So as long as you have Him, you don't need nobody else. You know, He's showing you the person that you're gonna be. He's showing you the person that you can be. So it's like all the other stuff doesn't matter. You know, if people want to bring up, oh, you did this, that, and the other, then fine, let them do it. But say, look at me now. Look at me now. You can't say it now. You can't say it now. I'm not making the same decisions that I once made, because I've grown, I've evolved, and I want more for myself. I want better for myself. Outgrowing the old you means that you change unapologetically. This is for my early 20s, folks. The decisions that you make right now will define the type of adult that you become. Let me leave that. Let me leave that right there. Did y'all hear me? Did y'all really hear me? The decisions that you make right now will define the type of adult that you become. And I know that's so hard to believe, you know, that the decisions that you make right now in your early 20s will affect you years later, but it will. And I know that I haven't even reached, you know, years later. I'm still at the 20s, you know, but I'm realizing that it is important that I start financially saving my money. I know that it is important right now that I start getting somewhat of a plan together for my life. You know, I've done the school thing, got my degree. Sure, what's next? What else? You know, I can't just wait on somebody to tell me, oh, TJ, do this, or TJ, do that. It has to be me putting the effort in to become that adult that I want to be. And the freedom of becoming your own adult is so spectacular. It really is, because you can choose to be whatever kind of adult that you want to be, and the power that has. I don't think we realize the amount of power that has. You know, because of the money we put aside now, the if we start investing now, that means that later on we might not have to worry financially. Our families may not have to worry financially, because we did what we needed to do early on enough so that we were set whenever we became full on adults. What type of adult do you want to be? What type of impact do you want to be leaving whenever you're at that age, whenever you're at that stage in your life? What kind of impact do you want to have on the people around you? But listen, at the end of the day, people are going to love you for being you. Period, point blank. If you don't love yourself, then who else is going to love you? So with becoming your own adult, becoming this new identity, this person that you want to become, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with letting go of the old and accepting the new. With accepting the new brings new opportunities, new friends, new relationships, new goals, new dreams. That's the problem. We get so comfortable, we get so stagnant. It's like we don't even have the mindset of like, okay, I can dream more. Like, it doesn't have to stop here for me. If it would have stopped here for me a long time ago, then all this would not even be happening. So to continue to push yourself, continue to encourage yourself, because if no one else is encouraging you, you have to encourage yourself. There's not gonna always be someone behind you patting your back. There's not gonna always be someone saying keep going. You have to do that for yourself. Keep pressing towards that mark. That's what my mom always tells me. Keep pressing towards that mark. You may not have all the answers, and with becoming this new identity, becoming this new adult, you may not know what kind of adult you want to be. You may not know what kind of identity you want to have. But what you do know is you don't want to do this anymore. This is getting tired. This is getting boring. This lifestyle is old. If you know those things, then you know that change is going to come, that change has to come. Because if you're bored, tired, that just does nothing but leave a negative impact on your life and a negative energy that you project onto other people. And a lot of times people don't even realize that the things that they have been through, the things that, that they consume on a daily, the things that they are consuming, their brains are consuming, is making them negative. I want so much for myself. I want so much for myself. And when I think about the growth that I have had over these years, I just am so amazed. I am so amazed. It's nothing but God's doing, but it took me having to realize what was most important. I'm most important. My beliefs, my wants, everything that TJ wants is most important. Of course, what God wants for me is the most important, but secondly is what I want. And with that being said, I knew what kind of adult that I wanted to be. I knew what kind of lifestyle I want to have, and I know what I want to be, and I know what kind of impact I want to make in this world. So with that being said, that means that it's time to start putting forth the effort. I got this podcast, yeah, sure, but it doesn't stop here. I still want more. I still want to elevate. This is just season one. This is season one, and I want season two to be better. If for season three, I want season three to be better. You know, when you're learning things and when you're just not getting out the kinks and you're going on a new journey, a new chapter, it's not gonna be easy. You're not gonna have all the answers, and you may not have someone to just go to and ask for help. It may be you figuring out all on your own, but there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, when we die, all we have is ourselves. And one thing I saw, it was Michael Epps. He had said that you don't take anything from this life with you. When you go in that casket, it's you, maybe your suit and tie. That's about it. You don't take anything in this life with you. Whether it's cars, money, shoes, all that stays. So when you really think about the legacy that you want to leave in this world, think about what can you do to be getting closer to getting to that legacy and getting closer to getting to your purpose. What could you be doing now, currently? Whether it's something small, day to day, each and every day, doing something that gets you closer to your goal, gets you closer to that identity that you know that you want to become, and that person that you know that you want to become. I feel like there is a cycle of life, and this generation is trying to break the cycle. We trying to go this way, that way, that way. When, before it may have just been this one steady direction. We trying to figure out what alternate route can we take. What alternate route can we take to break the cycle? Because at the end of the day, it has been a cycle. And it starts at home. It starts with families. Families sometimes don't even realize they're in a cycle, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I feel like they're taught that wanting more is absurd, or wanting more is crazy. Like, oh, no, 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 no. This is how you're gonna do it. A, B, C. There's nothing else. And I feel like it takes people having to open up their minds and open up their eyes, travel the world, experience other people to realize, oh my God, like there is such more to this life that I've been living, and to your family, when you start wanting more, like I said, they may start looking at you differently. They may not understand all the things that you're trying to do and the things that you're trying to become, but it's not for them to understand. It's for you to keep pressing towards their mark and realizing, okay, I may not have all the support in the world with making this choice, with making this decision, but if this decision makes me happy, then I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna do it till the wheels fall off. I just want to encourage my young adults, my new adults to know that it's okay to want more, that it's okay to create a new identity for yourself. You are not attached to the mistakes of your childhood. You are not attached to the mistakes of your past. God didn't bring you to it if he didn't think that you could get through it. Okay? So thank y'all so much for tuning in to this episode. Thank y'all so much for the support of the podcast. I be seeing y'all's comments. I be seeing the love. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pursuing this dream of mine and becoming the adult that I want to be. Period. So thank y'all once again for tuning into this episode. I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Please stay tuned for the next episode. I drop episodes every Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central. So please stay tuned for the next episode. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.